Welcome everybody to the latest Challenge of Doom. We are back tonight, coming at you live with the latest one. The tournament has just started. We move really fast on these tournaments because it's Wednesday night or Tuesday night, not Wednesday night. And so we see some interesting things. Joining me tonight is Mike. I didn't actually ask how you wanted to be done. How you wanted to.
Mike would be good. Yeah, Mike.
Just go Mike.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching out to Cash right now because he's a solid stream. Always someone who could stream. To start off with what we'll call this format's classic: Lost Tina versus Charizard. So
it'd be really interesting if we see that in Vancouver this weekend to finish out the format.
Lost Tina in Vancouver. That we do have a Garchomp, which that's been very fun. All right. Okay. Cash said his game's still updating, so that will give us a little bit of time.
Well, if we see this Banette do well, we'd love to get that on stream.
Well, it doesn't matter if it does well or not. The point of tonight is just to have fun.
And I love to see it. He's got lucky ice pops in there.
Oh, he does? Oh, nice. I thought I upped the cap. Did the cap not go through?
It looks like late registration's still open as well.
Oh, it stayed to the 32. I can't change it now, sadly. It's gonna cause issues. So just we'll leave it at 32 tonight. I think there was only, it would only put up like 6 more players. I think it was. So I'm not too worried about it. And we will actually be taking a break from the challenge next week, but that's only because we've got Thursday. There's Cash. We'll go ahead and go down to join him. Thursday, I have the next tournament to do, and then I have Vancouver Regionals and my birthday and everything. And so I just want to take a day off. So we're going to take next Tuesday off, and then we go into the regional of Doom after that.
Pretty excited for that regional Doom.
Well, it's going to be fun. But if you've seen the pricing, and we are actually, I need to talk to them still. There's a couple other sponsor stuff where we'll get more physical pricing.
Have you revealed the mat yet?
Yes, actually, I've sold the mat. Didn't you see the mat?
Oh, it's the Lugia?
Yeah, I've got the physical.
Oh, awesome.
I've got the physical ones in hand, the champion and the top 4.
That is a very sweet mat. I love the shiny Lugia look.
It's so good. I'm very happy with the style, and at the same time, I don't want to push it too much. So here goes the game. So you'll only see me make mats like that for my regionals.
Yeah, the Charizard one was pretty tough last time, and I think you outdid yourself on this one.
I am already thinking about which one to do next, and one of the ones I've thought about is Gyarados.
Yeah, Shining Gyarados.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Shining Gyarados, like do the actual Lake of Rage thing, which guest out there.
Just a little shout out in the mat design. That's great.
Which one of our sponsors for the tournament, the regional of Doom, is Drew Too Many Podcasts. Which one of their people, Alex, got to sneeze. Excuse me. Was on last 2 weeks ago. He was on this. So it is going to be good, and it's going to be fun. So I usually
this Ninja drop better be something.
I know. I see this is Charizard Bibarel. Ooh.
Oh.
We might curse them. Got an issue.
Yeah, I don't really see what he can do here other than
you at least have a
your ninja and hope.
You at least have a turn here, hopefully, to get something going. Because they're not attacking this turn. It's Charizard. They're going to set up their Bidoof. They're hoping to have evolution and energy, and there's Charmander. It goes from there.
Yeah, it'll be rough next turn if he doesn't find anything and you're forced to feel like you need to put down the path and shut off your own Greninja.
Which also, I forgot to give you you get some self-promotion time if you want to introduce yourself a little bit more, promote yourself on your social medias, whatever else, however you want to. Because we ran super fast into this one head first, unlike the tournament of Doom where we usually have like 20, 30 minutes before our match.
Yeah, I don't really have any plugs for myself. I haven't been streaming in a while. I may get back into it, but I mean, pretty much for now, most of my socials for Twitch and on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, is just Majestic AF Mike. And really not that crazy of a start for Charizard either.
No,
I mean, they've got options for next turn, but
I mean, the Tina's not going to. Oh my god!
oh.
You have to throw the path down now.
That just hurts. Like shutting off your own Greninja, you're only out to like maybe drawing into something.
I am so far behind on everything tonight.
I would not have Iono'd there. That I would have drawn with Bibarel first.
Yeah, they had to feel like those cards were that bad, or they're trying to look for a out to the path. But your opponent wasn't drawing at all. They had 0 in the loss zone.
I mean, honestly, Cash didn't get much. I mean, if he can just Tina attack next turn, that's all he's going to hope for. If he doesn't draw into something. I mean, if he draws a colorless, he's back in the game.
Oh, easily. Which, why do all my opponents always have the colorless?
I feel that. It's always usually, the 4 cards that they usually draw first turn, either between Greninja, they'll get the VIP, go into the 3rd or 2nd Comfy, and then there's the colors. It's like clockwork.
So we talked a little bit beforehand, because like, again, this is just, oh wow, this is, you're going to have to Abyss Seek here. You're not getting KO. Yeah, the Fiber L2. Good. You talked about being done with this format. Like, I understand. Like, it's just like,
yeah. Variety, I mean, I'm not a fan of anything more than maybe like 6 playable decks in a format. It's so hard to have any sort of viable strategy and like putting in all those like few tech cards. Like, you can only tech for so much at once. And if you're prepared for like 4 main decks, then you have a couple like rogue decks here and there to kind of like round out and have like 6. Like, I favor formats with a more narrow meta.
I like this being very wide, but it feels a little too much rock paper scissors. Like, if you play Charizard, then you drop against Tina. If you're not playing the Bibarel variant, which is central text, then you get hurts, and then it's just like, and then if you're playing like Gardevoir or something else, like there's so many just little ands, ifs, and buts, and it just hurts in every way.
Yeah, I mean, so the few regionals I did go to and played in, it was kind of rough on matchups like roulette. I mean, I played 6 Lost Box in 2 regionals, which with playing Zard, that was not a great matchup. And then to round out like Charlotte, my last 5 rounds were 4 Tinas. I beat the first 4 to go into the last round, hoping to get into day 2. And I ended up prizing 2 rare candy, which hurt in the end to seal out the 3rd game. But it's just like, I didn't feel like I was playing the same sort of, maybe like 2, 3 at most through like 2 days of play. Like, I saw some of the, top 16, top 32 players. If you looked at like their PTCG live stat, like who they played throughout the tournament, I mean, it was just very, very odd with what I got paired against.
Well, that was like me in Portland. It was the beginning of this format. That's how long this format's been. And I got paired against like every single deck that was teched out to be Charizard. Except for the Tina. The Tina was the one I donked twice. I was like, oh wow, it's a great start to my day. And then I get the mirror, and then like I didn't know how to fully play the mirror. The new mirror at the time, which is what it was. And so it's like, oh great, here we go, yay, mirror. And then it was like, and then it was just like, what can I do? And part of it was I switched my deck from Charizard Bibarel, which was doing fine for me, into something I wasn't as grindy with, which was Charizard Pidgeot. And that was like the biggest mistake I made. And I'm not making that mistake this regional. I have my decks. I've been grinding them out. And I think I'm going Gardevoir, even though people are like, oh, you're not going to have enough time to play through all this other stuff. That's up to me.
You've been playing Gardevoir for a while. I think you can play at a speed that you can get your games done.
I played Gardevoir when it was still playing Sky Sealstone. That's how long I've been playing Gardevoir, and I only tied 1 game in that Portland tournament. and that game, and I could have had a second tie that I missed the donk and they hit the donk.
I don't know if I would have fed him the damage Giratina here.
Yeah, but it does set you up though. You could probably get the Giratina V Star that you have in hand, get an easier Star Requiem, clear that out.
And it doesn't seem like they're going to probably find a boss every time that they need it to spread the damage out with the barrel version.
No, that is actually one of the weaknesses of the barrel version, is you just can't grab the card you want. You're more likely to stay out from under the path. You're not going to find what you want. Hell, I've been solitaring decks. What's up, Hunter? Thank you for doing. I like bacon. I do too. Just like trying to see how often I can get like a decent start. Like how often can I get a Charizard set up turn 2? How often can I get like multiple Curlia set up to turn 2? And I imagine what deck I'm up against. So like I try next turn, the next like turn 2 to be realistic. So like Roaring Moon is going to be a thing. So I'll usually knock out my number 1. And then okay, how do I come back from that?
Yeah, and I honestly think Roaring Moon's still going to hold probably a 10% meta share into Vancouver. I mean, I've seen so much of it on ladder. It's doing so well versus the entire meta except for maybe Gardevoir. I don't know if we're going to see a last hurrah of Mew. I mean, that would be okay with me.
Excuse me. I definitely... Allergies. It is bad allergy season. No, it's my crack habit, but not safe for work, Doom. It's so early, but there is a lot of noise about Mew going into it, and there's
I think it's set up pretty well right now. They really, like, all these Mew players, they really want to probably play it one last time. I wouldn't go and play DTE Mew. I'd play Fusion Mew just because of the popularity of Roaring Moon. But I mean, if you're going to do it just to play a deck that you love one last time, yeah, go for it. Why not? I mean, eventually with pairings, some get through. I mean, always some get through.
It's also a very solid deck that just runs. Like, you can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, no, it doesn't do anything.
You really get to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is going to be turned around for cash. That Iono sealed it early.
Mm-hmm.
Early on.
You can pick up. It depends on how he wants to go about this. He could put the damage out with Sableye now and have one set up to be easily you start Requiem 1 and then the other one you just take out with a normal attack. I think it's the
math. Yeah, and then you set yourself up to you can't even Roxanne really. You could go Sableye, set up for putting Sableye back in, go for Roxanne, kill the barrel turn. So if you set up Charizard and the other Charizard now, and then go for the barrel Roxanne or something if you find it somehow, but...
Or you can take just 2 prizes here. With those.
Oh, he hasn't taken a prize yet. Okay, I thought he was down. He was up 1 prize. Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
I think that's fine because now, Bidoof does bench damage. It doesn't stop counters. You need Jirachi for that. But yeah, I think he takes 2 prizes here. I'm still seeing his prize mapping. The biggest issue he runs into.
The biggest issue is if he benches a Tina and it gets bossed.
Yeah. Well, he also has to watch his numbers because no, it hits. Yeah. If he takes 2 with the Tina right now, another one gets KO'd. Automatic. But if he gets damaged here, he might as well just KO this Charizard and set up another Tina. Subaru followed by turbo tags. How you doing, Holler Man? Like the Bidoof doesn't need to knock out the path. I think what move here would be. I definitely feel that you need to get an Eric Giratina out there.
Yeah, he's got a bench one this turn. And even if he does, I would. Oh no! What are you doing, Cash?
What are you doing, Cash? Oh no! Unless he has another one.
He didn't have the super rod. He's already got one in the. Is he playing 4? Let me see.
Yeah, I don't look at the. I don't look at that list that often.
He's playing a 3/3 line, so he's got a super rod in order to. Wait, did he super rod it earlier?
I think he did. He did play a super rod earlier. Oh, he didn't put it down.
This is your only turn. I mean, they're going to go after either the bench Giratina or leave a Tina in the active. That was your only turn to do it.
I'm trying to figure out what his path to victory.
He's got to be going for the Greninja play, clearing out Manaphy on like a boss or a counter catcher,
and then Greninja for game possibly.
Yeah, but if he evolves up into a Charizard, that play is taken out of the way.
Chavoy is changing my currency for new cards on live for tonight. Hold until Temporal Paradox comes out tomorrow. I mean, Thursday. I don't even know if there's.
So we should have had the update today. Hopefully, it didn't break anything.
There were some bugs, and I know some of them. There's been like you can you can get like item cards off Great Ball. You can Pokestop your Radiant Greninja. It's just been a couple different ones, or like some people are having issues with VIP Pass. It all varies. Oh, they just got Roxanne.
Oh. All right, that hurts. That hurts.
So you lose 2 here. I'm trying to think. You don't do enough to the active Charizard to.
And I think he's burned through 3 Colress already.
Yeah.
His Roxanne's up though.
You can't use counter catch for this turn.
Oh, 2/2. Okay. Yeah, this is not good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing. Oh wait, he's way too far ahead on cards. I'll say you could bring up the Bibarel and stall. You do 120 to the active. Can't do anything to the bench.
Yeah, this turn, I mean, he needed to kill the Manaphy or a Jirachi or
Avriet and hope that his opponent doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Hard play. This is where like prize mapping can be your friend or be your enemy. Was live always this buggy? Live's been up and down. Usually when a massive new set with new stuff comes out, that's usually when we get issues. Well, okay, you could possibly hear with that size of a
The
deck.
barrel stall.
Yeah. Gotta see what they have. Because I don't know how many. There's a switch, so their switch is gone.
He's got 2 switches in the deck.
2 switches?
2 switches.
Oh my god.
And yeah, that's it. The 2 switches.
Like, you could Avery and hope, but you'd have to hope they get rid of the Manaphy and everything. Well, let's see what happens.
Oh, cash is up. Yep, there we go.
That, I think that turn did break down back to what if he puts down the other Giratina when he on that turn we were talking about, he possibly could have salvaged.
Yeah, he would have had to hit for the 280, not taken the 4 prizes, then gone into a Sableye play later on, and kind of had to have the boss in order to just get rid of the other Charizard. So you leave the damaged Charizard on board. That was probably the only route he had.
Yeah. Charizard going 3-1. Goldango's 4-0. Rory Moon split 1-1. Shin Pao 0-2 right now. 4 Gardevoir. That's what the Gardevoir list looks like. The 1 Avery version. Run 2. Telling you. 2 Averys and cut the Jirachi.
It's too important in the mirror not to run 2.
Yeah, let's get in the mirror and Jirachi. It actually has some value in the mirror. You can protect your bench from like Cresselia. But in loss,
yeah, we had that short stint where people took out Cresselia, but with like the resurgence of like mirror matches, it was definitely included back in. So Jirachi has some merit, yeah.
Which I found, that's where the double Avery comes in. If you just go ahead and get rid of the Jirachi, keep the Manaphy. Manaphy is too important. Yeah, it kills Pow. You don't want to use it against Rory Moon because one of the things you're trying to KO in Rory Moon, is their squawkability for game. That's where this little guy comes in.
Even heading into new format, I've been cutting Jirachi. Manaphy is definitely staying in for Chien, and I think Chien might see a little more popularity going into this weekend. Everybody's been testing a lot of like the double hands version, liking that. I just see that Chien's probably going to at least have maybe 6 to 8% of the meta share, I'd probably say.
Yeah. I think it'll be decent to see on Thursday when I run the tournament. That's going to be fun. I at least have the next day off, so even though it's a Thursday tournament and it's going to run long, I might cut the rounds down. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Because there's going to be some people like, it's 5 a.m. East Coast for me. I'm like, oh, sorry, dude. It's 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah, me over here on the East Coast.
Which this one will run so much faster. 5 rounds. This will be like 2 hours easy. Oh, that's the reason why we have this one on Tuesday night is because we can get quickly. Because actually, the last match is done.
Yeah, a lot of those tournaments that we saw during like the COVID era, there was so many tournaments on weekdays that you could enter in, and they've just been like cut down tremendously, especially for like West Coast players. There's a lot more earlier tournaments that you might see at night that are East Coast friendly, and I think you're one of the only weekday ones where it is West Coast friendly.
Yeah, and I'm West Coast, so that's why I am. So
exactly.
Let's see. Other Redwater Day Camp is playing. Day Camp, can you try streaming? He's playing the Onyx Dodrio deck. We gotta see this.
I've seen Azul play this. He actually had one of his longest streaks with this.
Yeah, I know. Cash, just play it out, dude. Nothing. If you go 05, you go 05. This is just meant to be fun and dumb. Practice it. Try different things. Yeah, I say you're 01. I don't care. I just want to see the deck. I know we'll watch it.
Cash, out of all people, I know you could pull it back.
Well, yeah, I know losing's not fun, but that's been like me, like sitting there going, like people going, like, why'd you drop at 2-3? I'm like, because I lost like 3 in a row. I don't want to keep playing. I want to go.
Yeah, and you had a really, really rough start. So, I mean, you got to give it a little bit more. It's got to be better, hopefully.
Hi, day camp. I'm muting you real quick. There we go. Day camp. No, I think it's next week. I don't remember what weekend he's coming on. Day camp, you have to message me. Have me set up what a weekend you're coming on. I think it's EUIC weekend. He's coming on to cast with me. Which EUIC weekend, I don't expect to have a lot of players. That's how it is.
Have you thought about doing any like regional overcasting?
I have. I've actually done it once. The biggest issue is like just how much there are all the time, and then having a family and dealing with everything else. Like I cut it close tonight in the starting, getting my kids into bed. I was like, ugh. I'm like, let's get you going, kids. I'm like, I don't know. Like my son who's nonverbal is like just flopping around. I'm like, no, get in bed. Get in bed. No.
Yeah, and the time difference for Europe is pretty rough with you when they do events over there.
Yeah.
So you'd probably have to come in what, round 5 or so, round 6.
Which I've done US events and it was very well received. And I brought people on like Mellow Magikarp and stuff. We would do that and talk over it. But I want to do more towards like if I'm doing that, I want to do more towards Manicast, where like literally just sit around with people and we just like drink beers and talk Pokemon and whatever else is going on. Because drinking beers and watching Pokemon can be a lot of fun.
I have not done that yet. I can say that.
All right, so day camp's going. We do have a couple other games streaming as well if we need to. So if this goes fast or if we have connectivity issues, we have a couple other. We have like It's the Bubba, Cash is still streaming, El Wesker's streaming. Also, if you're playing, I don't care about your records. We just want to have fun, do fun things. This is just end of format what it is. Thursday is going to be the big one. Oh god, that one's going to be. Oh, I'm hoping all the cards work. Every single one.
I mean, we might see some crazy KOs. I mean, what? Dodrio can hit what, 300 max, or is it 30 plus? Is it 30 plus or 30 times?
What's it? 30 times. Let's look because we have access to the deck list.
Let's see.
I was like, how did one game already finish? We had a couple people already drop too.
Oh, 10 plus 30. So
okay.
he can hit 29, do bad math really quick. 280. Yep.
And then with the luxurious cape, it can be even.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I looked over that.
Which that's one of the things I've been testing with Gardevoir and I'm trying to figure out. It's not so much the luxurious cape. It's the booster capsule.
And we can see some crazy big swings. He's got the 3 damage pumps. Especially, they're going to try and go into a single prize game with Gardevoirs, not putting a lot of damage on them, but they're going to get KO'd easily one shot by the Steelix because of the weakness to metal for the baby Guardies.
Yes, and that has hurt me so many times where I'm like playing against a Gardevoir, Goldango, and they can easily KO my one prizers. Like they don't need that much energy. They're just like, yeah, here we go. Which right now, the start does not look very good. a little bit slow here, but like I said, we're not too worried.
Yeah, against Gardevoir, you're probably going to get 2 turns.
That's actually an important thing to remember, is like, especially since evolution decks are more of a thing, we're not all turbo super fast decks anymore. Even though there are turbo decks exist, don't sit here and be like Doom, they don't. What do you mean? I mean, we still have a right on. We still have that. A lot of decks, you do get like an extra turn or two to set up. Charizard's never attacking you turn 1. Unless you're playing something weak to fire and they have the 30 whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Charmander for the 30 damage, that's probably their only turn 1 attack, unless they're playing something really techy with magma basins. I mean, you can get the Moltres going, but
and like,
I've tried it, it's rough.
Yeah. And like the GeForce game drivers already. Gardevoir can attack you turn 2, but the odds are a lot of times they're attacking you turn 3. But they also slowly build up and just keep going, kind of thing.
Yeah, when you go to sacrifice your setup, if you have a weak setup on turn 1, you don't really want to do the Gardevoir attack, and you'd rather just secure yourself a solid board. But in a 1 prize matchup, I mean, sometimes you need to go aggressive, even in the mirror, if they're stuck with their lone Ralts on the board, and you see a Curlia play coming up. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but getting that rare candy play off and having the energy to discard, I mean, that requires you to have like Ultra Ball double discard of psychic energy turn 1, 2.
Yeah. And like, I've seen some lists have been cutting Battle VIP Pass now for Pal Pass as well for Gardevoir, which has got me intrigued, because I'm like, okay, it gives me an extra boss, because there'll be plenty of times where I get ahead and that extra boss would mean a lot to me.
I mean, I almost would rather just play the second boss instead of a Palpad.
That's understandable.
Unless you're playing Turos, then I can see 1 boss, 1 Turo Palpad.
All right. A person not showing up. Okay, this is something like, which I think you even talked about it once in chat, about checking into your game and then not showing up.
Yeah, that's been a little troublesome here and there, like not responding to chat for 5 minutes and you've already checked in, so it kind of just feels like you're getting your time wasted.
Yeah. And then it just hurts.
I mean, further on down the road, if you look into it more, possibly if you get no response, you can't go into a natural tie. I think that should be a thing. I mean, it's kind of like how if you're late to your match IRL, you can't go into a natural tie.
So my way of handling it online, if someone does this and they're not responding, I come in and I give them an ultimatum of time. Like right now, I'm giving this player 2 minutes. 8-0 VGC if you're in chat. And they're 1-0, so I don't know why they're not here. 2 minutes to respond, or I'm giving Necro, the other player, again. Easiest way to do it. Hello there. What's up, everyone coming in from King Dre Cloud Stream? I'm Senior Doom, tournament organizer, professional illustrator, and pretty okay guy, I guess. We're currently on the Challenge of Doom. Challenge of Doom, which is more of our just fun, meme kind of tournament that setup challenge style. So we have, put it one way, we just have a lot of dumb. You had to play dumb fun, get decks, play something serious, do however you want. All good, all kinds of fun. Joining me tonight is Mike. I'm going to butcher your last name. I'm sorry, Mike. Pianka?
It is Pianka.
And good. So, Mike, why don't you talk about it? If you're not following King Dre, please give him a follow, I'm actually going to give you a shout out here so everyone in chat can have an easier way. I was going to up the count. I thought I upped the count and saved it like 5 minutes before, so like everyone who had submitted a deck list and checked in could play, but it didn't save out. I don't know what happened.
I popped into Dre's stream earlier, put your plug in. He's like, oh man, I can actually join a tournament tonight. And that kind of sucks that it did not save.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So Arsenal, yeah, we chose this game because we want to see the Steelix deck before we leave the format, and day camp isn't always so great with it. Like I can even show you, like I can put my mouse on screen and see how my mouse is like moving perfectly fine, but day camp is a little bit slow. But yeah, Dre, we're off next week or the week after. Just sign up like right away. I'll set up the tournament here. I'll even message you it, man. I'll make sure you can get in. And then we'll have it set because I'm taking a break next week because of Vancouver regionals and everything. I need time off from like Tournament of Doom on Thursday. Yes, Thursday because rotation. Go to Vancouver, play Vancouver, come home Monday or come home Sunday night later. Have a day off Monday, and I want to look another day off. So
now he's gotten 2 prizes up here, which unless they take a KO this turn, I don't think it's gonna be great for Guardy to come back here. But he's gotta get the Steelix out of the active this next turn. He cannot attack with it again.
No, he's got too many things on the bench that will easily get KO'd. And the harsh thing is it's 4 energy to get it out of there.
Let's take a look at this list. See if he's got anything. He's got 2 escape rope, and that's really it. 2 jet energy, 2 escape rope, 2 jet energy. So he's got to start attacking with these Dodrios, but they really can't draw much more unless he's going to evolve the other 2. So the Guardy player can force him into Steelix attacks at the end of the game. So that's one way that he could lose.
I mean, Guardy here can. Well, they're going to load up the Screamtail. They only have to load up 2 energy to KO anything but the Steelix. And you're like, that's the thing you don't want to KO.
Yeah, I mean, leaving the Steelix and just start sniping the bench with the Dodrio with the energy, that's, I think, the correct attack here. I wouldn't have burned that Super Rod, though. I would have saved that and left it for next turn with the Screamtail. One
of the few things I am with any sort of deck with Super Rod is Super Rod, unless the matchup is a set up a certain way, you don't burn unless you absolutely have to.
Especially in this matchup, you've got your Gardevoir that can probably tank a hit unless they're going to put down a cape, but that gives you 2 prize options. You want to leave the Steelix in the active, so your best hitters here would definitely be Crest and Screamtail.
With Screamtail over Crest, considering Screamtail can attack turn after turn after turn, whereas in Crest has the issue of it can't.
And he just cannot attack this turn unless he burns everything with a research and goes and gets an escape rope.
I thought he would get another basic and use the damage pump to put on that. Put some damage on that. Because he does 30 from Earthquake, right?
Right. So he's got the 2 Dodrios. He's got to evolve the other one or damage pump. Oh no, it's only got 30 on the other one. So he can get an attack off this turn, but he's going to KO 2 Dodrio.
Or you just get the escape rope.
Dodrio. There we go.
And just get the escape rope and call it good. Really difficult to get someone stuck though in the active and against them though. Things are moving pretty well. This is what I like about this. Is that things move well. We just had the person not show up for a turn. So for a game, so that's much. And like that's our smart thing is benching this mana fee now. It makes the Screamtail start attacking the actives and not your bench. Jirachi can even come into play now.
Oh, right off the prizes.
Okay, I like this. Okay, I don't know. It was someone at my job today did the bad Borat thing. Like they saw a design thing. They're like, I like. I'm like, that's from like. Oh, we got rid of the Steelix. Good move.
Yeah, I think that was the only option there.
I'm like, how old are you? I'm old. I'm not gonna lie. But like, how old are you coming with the Borat references? Not a design critique. It wasn't even a designer. Can't talk about what I was designing. No. Lose my job. I can talk about the illustration work I have coming up, though. There's no NDA with that. They just asked not to do it. Not to talk about it. Or like, they asked not to publish it. I could talk about it. I could show everyone on stream. Like, hey, here you guys go.
Yeah, attacking with Gardevoir, I think, is out of the option.
100%.
Out of their options now. I mean, you've got Dodrio's threatening 280 damage.
And the thing is, if you attack with if you put 3 counters on that, that's easily puts it within. You get reckless charge here. No, actually, you miss.
30 does 10 to itself, right?
30 10 to itself. Grimtail's 90. But he puts the Dodrio back. And
if he sets up 2 more, it's just done at that point.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't. He's holding back the 80. I mean, I think he just detach yeet, maybe. Do have one more zoning draw.
I mean, you can pump onto the basic before yeeting.
I'm also not against using Iono here because their hand is very large. Mind you, they do have 2 refinements set up, but I don't think that's enough.
If he takes the prize this turn, this game's done unless he whiffs the 3rd Dodrio.
Okay, Cash. We thought you were gonna go the other Tina. Because if you KO'd, we thought there was a couple different ways we thought about it. But also like what you said, Mike came up with this thing you're gonna boss and try to go around the mana fee and everything. But like you said, the Roxanne killed it, which is weird for them to be playing Roxanne, but you know what? It's a good card.
Yeah, and you see that all the Japanese Charizard players are now playing Roxanne over Research. So I think you're just going to see tons and tons of Roxanne.
Like we all overlooked it once Iono came out because everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Iono ends back in a way." But Roxanne is just good.
And I think when it first came out into that format, it was like a newer kind of concept of like an exact limiting of prizes, like has to be at 3 or less. And I think there was a lot of Judge being played with Arceus when it came out. So it didn't seem like a good option in that meta. So because it wasn't initially played, it got overlooked for a little while.
So they got the chorus, they got the jet energy. They've got damage out there. They got the mana fees. Trios. At this point, if they hit you with an Avery, I think by this time now you can just get rid of the mana fee and you get rid of the Onyx.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna send up the Dodrio. If he hits another Dodrio, that seals it up. Well, it doesn't exactly seal it up. He can attack with the Gardevoir. He'll buy him a turn, but he's got a boss.
He still needs to find the other Dodrio.
Yeah.
Which he can this turn if he Colrus's.
Yeah, Colress, hold, boss, hope for no Iono.
There's the pump. It's a pump, and then there's a rope. Actually, rope doesn't hurt. When I'm sitting here, more than I'm thinking like I want Palpad and Gardevoir.
Yeah, I think throwing the extra Dodrio back in the deck. Even thinning with Artisan right now would be better. I don't think you need the energy.
I was just solitary in a game. Again, like I'm just trying to figure out how I can hit like consistently. I'm able to hit the three Curlia Mirage stuff like every turn, at least as a backup. It's been pretty good. Like, man, do I really want to tinker with this?
Gardevoir is a safe play for this weekend. It really is.
And then I also I'm solitary in games with Charizard, and I'm having pretty good things too. But I feel like Charizard still has a huge target on its back. And people are more ready for that than they are for Gardevoir. Or I can just surprise everyone, just drop Mew out of nowhere. As this is the last match we're waiting for. That's like on my mind. Like, I want to go post rotation. Thursday's going to be interesting for me because it will be post rotation. And I have no idea what to expect. And stream might start late, it might start early. I don't know yet. It's going to be a weird.
I mean, really depending on this top deck, if we see any sort of draw power to come back in the game here.
Yeah. You can bring up the Onyx. Is he still hard headbutt? Oh. I don't even know if I like that. I almost prefer just holding.
Yeah, I think we hold the energy. Artisan within the deck.
This is where I think the deck has the biggest issue, is that it just doesn't have a draw engine to fix itself from stuff like this.
Yeah, if you had multiple attackers set up, that's your only late game option there.
Oh wow, I just found out Google is going to...
Is that coin flip a heads or a tails?
I don't know.
It lagged a little. It lagged a little bit.
Yeah, I love Daycamp. Daycamp's a great player, but like I need to reach out to him and be like, hey, how do we fix your your stream issues?
I mean, I think it was a tails, just because it didn't have the red marker down when it has the ability active on it.
That is true. Which I will at least jet energy. Yep, that's game right there. That hurts. But that's the reason why this deck isn't number one. Number one, it's like number 300. We're moving. We're moving pretty well. If you have a decent video card, oh, the 220. Didn't even think about that.
Yep.
He's got to find some way of KOing it. Oh, never mind. I lost vacuum. Okay, that game's over. I'm not. We're not gonna watch the end. It's like, yeah. When I first started streaming, I still had a decent video card, but like certain things still lag me. And then now I'm running it's like a year and a half old video card now, which I mean sometimes it seems like graphics cards don't keep up, or I mean they don't take huge jumps anymore. So
yeah, I mean that's one thing. So I mean usually like you'll get a PC, at least like your processor and stuff like that is usually good for at least 3 years, but graphics cards, I mean, we've kind of hit like a little bit of a wall to where like you're going to be paying tons and tons of money for small upgrades.
hey, Huntimon or Hunter, if you're still on in chat, do you want to stream around? Otherwise, I will just go in chat and there and find you. He is a multi-time Doom champion, and he is playing Mew, which is again one of the last times we will see Mew. Let's give it a proper salute with a good player. I mean, he has a table named after him. There he is. Or was. I paid $300 for mine. My what is my graphics card? My graphics card is my 3060 Ti.
Yeah, 3060 Ti's aren't even that bad right now. I mean,
it was when I bought it. It was completely like not one of the top end ones.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had picked up a pre-built with a 3060 Ti, but they resent it out to me after the graphics card was bad and that one was bad as well. So I had ended up returning both and just giving up on their pre-builds through like Best Buy or whatever. But they were a good deal for the time. Especially it was like the high end when graphics cards were just outrageous. 2021?
Yeah. What's up, Stellar?
So we've got Hunty and a mirror.
Oh, it's a mirror. That's a way to send it off. And we're sending off Mew, which then right now, and he's like, "Damn it, I gotta get on." No.
I hope Emmy sends it with Mew this weekend.
I think she is,
just so she can get that last tournament in.
I have a drive up with her. Just pick me up on the way to Vancouver, and I'll egg her the whole time playing it.
And I heard she had some car trouble, which is a little rough, but
always happen.
Yeah.
Stellar, there's 5 rounds to every challenge of Doom. Sometimes 6 if we have enough players. I meant to up at least the cap tonight, and I messed it up. So we have 3 more rounds to go of this format, and then I'm done commentating. It's so long. Format will never die.
So going into this mirror, Hunty's playing 2 paths to the peak, where his opponent is only playing 1. So I mean, he can maybe edge out like an early lockout and just set up if he goes first.
So, okay, we see the VIP pass. Please. Do you want Judge or Iona this next turn? Because you get stuff set up. I don't play enough Mew to know.
When
when I was still playing Mew, it had cross switchers in.
I think the edge kind of goes to Hunty. If he can do the Lost Vac lockout for a turn with Path a couple times, he might be able to just slow Hanamachi down.
You see, yeah, Seller, I almost debated about not doing it, but some of my biggest streams are when rotation hits. And it's just like, I have to, right?
Ooh, did he prize 2 Mew VMAX?
Uh-oh. That's going to make things difficult. And it looks like he prized at least 1 candy. Looking. I'm looking, like, trying to see if there's like some people talking about like how much a build would cost to still be decent to string.
I think it's around 1,800 for like a very good, like
120 FPS build is about 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what this guy's saying is about 1,800. And that's including that doesn't also include parts you might already have. Like, do you need a new case? So you can save $120 on a case.
Yeah, I've been looking into it recently. Some of the pre-build companies that, you know, have pretty decent reviews, and you only pay like maybe like $250 for them to put it together for you, and they're not really even charging you like full price for some of the parts. I mean, 1,800 was kind of like what I was looking at, because I was looking to get a PC soon, a new one. And I think that's really like, if you want to go a little fancier, I mean, I think 2,300 is like, you're going to get something really good that's going to last you a few years.
You just go all in at 5,000, just blow it up.
Yeah, let's just take out a loan really quick at $5,000. You make it back streaming, right?
Yeah. I haven't made $5,000 my whole streaming career. I make more selling playmats than I do streaming. This is advertising for my playmats. See that little thing in the corner down here? Here, I'm going to circle it with my mouse. Not the Tabletop Village, the one after that. Doom-gaming.com is your premier source for artisan playmats and tokens. Order now, you bitches. No. No, yeah. It's
turkey bacon. Turkey bacon, Sonny.
Turkey bacon makes E-block rotate. But yeah, I make more doing art stuff than I do stream. I mean, I don't.
Oh, I thought he was going to get a turn there. He had the Lost City already. Okay.
Okay. Someone called for a judge and then they just cleared the request. Okay. i5 laptop with a 4050. Okay. I run desktops myself. My desktop I'm looking at is a ship of thesis. Like, it's the same desktop I had 20 years ago, but I've changed out so many parts and interchanged everything that it's not the same PC anymore. Obviously, it doesn't have an Intel Celeron on it with no graphics card.
with the graphics card built onto the motherboard.
Yeah, and then I got like a GeForce. I don't even remember what it was. It was like 1,600, but it was like from 20 years ago, and like that was the number. And then it turned out the motherboard didn't have a PCIe slot, so I couldn't put it in. I had to go find a PCI or like a AGP or something like that. Like this, I'm just talking. This is old. These were like happy to have like 256 megabytes on.
Oh God.
What's up, Redwater? Doing real good. But yeah, I had that. I found a Celeron board that could support PCIe or something else, or I found a different video card. I don't remember. So I got that, and then everything started running better. Then I kept the power supply and the hard drive and like the case. I upgraded the case from the shitty ass like Dell one. Found like an AMD card, but I kept certain components. And then I switched that out later. Like I switched out the motherboard, but I kept the hard drive and the RAM. And that's all I mean. That's how this thing's to like the ship a thesis thing. Like every component in this is different, but it's all aged different. Like my case alone is like 10 years old. But my motherboard.
I was about to say, is your case like the only remnants of the actual? But no, it's only 10 years old.
It's only 10 years old. But and like the hard drives have all been updated well since then. They're all SATA solid states now. The fans have all been changed. The power supply has all been changed. So it's all different, but like the oldest part still overlaps with a lot of it.
I was about to say, if you had a fan last 20 years, props to you.
No, the longest I've had one last is about 8. We're gonna see the path now. What's up, Derek?
I mean, this is the second path, and I think they've burned two vacs, but you're in danger of getting one shot next turn by Meloetta or Mew copying Meloetta.
No, it's almost like you want to do a psychic leap here. Just to prevent that.
But I'd rather sacrifice the Meloetta and go for the KO, and you only take 80 damage from the box. Yep, and there's the third vac, I think. I don't know if he pulls off the one hit KO. I think that's gonna seal it.
Oh, the boss. Yeah, it was old AGP slots. That's what I had to get. But I had the V4 6200 from 2004. That was my first video card. And so do you agree with the boss's orders here? The genocide, it does put you down to 3.
If you are just trying to buy time, unless the fourth energy is prize, or no, they're only playing. Yeah, they're playing 4. So if the fourth energy is prize and you're trying to dig for it, I agree with that. But now you're gonna have to deal with. They didn't know that he prized more Mew VMAX, but I mean, he's got to attack with the Mew VMAX to get any kind of prizes.
Like as it is right now, I don't even think he KOs here.
No, it's a rough hand with having stuck with 2 energy and a less of sparkle.
And he already sparkled. I was like, oh wait. Could he possibly bosses up the Meloetta? This is enough, but no, we're not getting any extra stuff here.
This is not looking good.
Psychic Leap, put it back in the deck, maybe?
You might as well. I mean, get an attack off.
By bringing that up, you're calling, hey, are you going to KO this?
I think you give up a Genesect.
No. This kind of sucks for our streaming player because this is probably going to be the last time we ever have Mew on. Hunter's a really good player.
Yeah, the cards are just not in his favor tonight. I mean, the hand's been clogged up for a few turns. I mean, those judges were pretty nasty to him.
Which, hey, that's just how it goes. Like, we've all had the Iono, like, oh yeah, we have to Iono, and we just get handed a thicker, worse hand than we had.
Did they prize it, or do they have it? Oh, there we go.
Do they have it? No, they just judge here. Oh no, they have the 280. They're still missing the modifier, right?
Yep.
There it is. That's going to be the modifier. Oh,
yeah,
right.
that was just rough.
That's just how it is sometimes. Like, we've been watching Mew for 2 years now. About. And it's still rare to see it have that hack, actually.
I'm not sad to see it because I'm a Mew hater, but
oh yeah,
I mean, it sucks to be watching somebody go through that on stream.
Hunter thinks he played it terribly. That could be true too. Redwater. What is Redwater playing? Redwater, what are you playing? Oh, did you see this? The 4 Mew EX version of Roaring Moon.
Oh yeah, I mean that. I love seeing that. That was always awesome to watch on stream, and their 3-0 with a grabber thrown in there now.
Hey, grabber is brutal.
Oh, and I love the Thornton.
The sneak, the nice little sneak come in.
Yeah, sneak it into a Mew EX into like a Greninja play.
The Absol here, where you're just lost on your opponent's cards, which I mean is even better.
Yeah.
Which is even better against like Stalax.
Yeah, it's not bad. Especially you're going to be KOing a Mimikyu.
So we just got redeemed a random fact. So you're going to do a good old Doom tournament random fact. I'm trying to think of one right now myself.
Random fact.
And Hunter just did one, so we're stuck with 2. Yeah, you can cheat and use the internet. I don't care.
How about just throw a topic out there?
Chad, if you have a topic. There is.
I think they're out of topics. Okay.
Something interesting. Facts about Seattle. Actually, I do know some random facts about Seattle. Everyone mispronounces Pike Market as Pike's Market. No, there is no S in it. It is just Pike Market. Get it right, you plebeians. Or Pike Place Market. Which also just went through. There's actually been a massive remodeling of a lot of it, and it's actually really nice. There's some great places to go around there now. Market. Another random fact. Did you know that you can save 5% on all your orders at tabletopvillage.com if you use code DOOM5? That's Doom numerical 5. DOOM numerical 5. You did know that. You should go do that.
And if you didn't know, Tabletop cracked tons and tons of new product and offering it cheaper at a 30% discount compared to everywhere else. And you can pick your stuff up in Vancouver if you are going.
Or you can have me pick it up tomorrow, but I'm actually not going there tomorrow because I got to go Les Schwab and get my tires looked at. Which, I mean, it's sad. My tires are under warranty.
Right.
My tires are under warranty. I bought them like 2 months ago. So
Yeah, I saw that they were having Prime catchers and everything at like a 30% discount. I mean, right now at $40, even getting it for 30, I mean, that's still a big chunk. Um, and especially if you're going to Vancouver and you could pick it up instead of having to deal with it being in the mail. I mean, everybody wants to always have it in hand for
Okay.
cheaper.
Here's one. This is a Seattle one. There's several streets in Seattle named after the original pioneers in Seattle. There are words like Denny Way, Bourne Avenue, Terry Avenue, Bell Street, Olive Way, Virginia Street, Lenora, stuff like that, right? I believe it's Denny is the one that screws everything up. Yeah, it was Denny is the one that's the one that like screws everything up. Seattle was being set up like Portland and like very square kind of things. And if you look at the street where Denny Way is, it kind of just goes right down a hill to the waterfront. The reason it was set up that way is the pioneer who's named after, I don't remember his first name, but Denny had a logging company, and he didn't like that he had like where his thing was. He didn't have a straight shot to where his like mill was. So he made his own road that intersected all the other roads and screwed up Seattle's layout for the rest of time.
Way to go.
Yeah. So Denny Way wasn't supposed to be the way it is. So you end up with these weird triangles in a part of town where they weren't going to be set up that way. And there's a whole museum in Seattle called the Mohai. It has like local Seattle facts, and like the Denny guy is a dick.
I have a really random weird fact. Buzz Lightyear's original name was actually supposed to be Lunar Larry.
Oh, I do remember that. Buzz Lightyear sounds so much better.
It does. Lunar Larry. It seems like that would be maybe like a name for a cartoon back from like the 1920s.
Yeah, like here, I have the map uploaded right now. I'll show chat where Denny Way is. I was looking at it. This is Denny Way. I walked up and down it a whole bunch, right?
Oh, God.
When you look out, yeah. Like it isn't going to lay out perfectly, but it was like laying out kind of decently. And you can see right where it cuts through.
Yeah.
And so they pretty much compromise and just put triangles on one side. And then the rest isn't. Well, I mean, even look like you have parts like right here where there's a random weird cut through, or this one here where like they randomly weird cut through. And
yeah, I mean, if you had gone straight block all the way down to like the 45-degree angle of the coast and then put the triangles at the coastline, that would have made more sense. Yeah. So you just have straight blocks down, and then when it cuts that at 45, you put all the triangles down by the 45-degree angle. That would have probably been a little bit better. And then especially, I love how it goes like that opposite little curved road around 9th Ave there.
Yeah, and then Westlake did the same thing later. They wanted to put in the monorail because Denny Way was already screwing up, and so they're like, "Yeah, we'll just screw everything else up with Westlake." So they extended the road. It used to end here. And this was more of a triangle like this. Then for the World's Fair, which you can see all the stuff up here, they needed like a new thoroughfare. Then they made Westlake. And so again, like, I'm just going to cut through things. Whereas in this is a tunnel. Well, that doesn't do it. Architecture of Doom? Yeah. Yeah, like
yeah,
look at
I'm from the East Coast where there's no block patterns. I mean, you might see some in like later built New York, but everything is just curved roads. There's no organization to it at all.
Yeah, it's like so well organized. Like further north you go, but if you go down to like Portland's like really good about organized. Oh, final match is done. Let's keep it going. Now
is Redwater in the chat that we can actually watch that?
Redwater, I saw you in earlier. If you're able to stream, we'd love to have you on. If at worst, I'll go and ask them the thing. This is actually one of the things I'm working on. It still is a video essay about why we should have online play like stuff. And one of it is we can run this stuff so much faster.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if they updated us live play and all of our matchups, slips, and stuff like that on our phones. I think that's like the next step in IRL play because other games already have it to speed up the tournament, and you reserve your staff for other things instead of just having like 10 people at the table collecting match slips, sending judges out for match slips. I mean, you'll still have to have judges go out and say, why haven't you guys put it in on your phone? But I think your teams would be dedicated to better things.
It will be interesting. Part of it also, Redwater's playing on mobile.
Oh, okay.
So we only see from that side. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else interesting who might be in chat. And someone in chat who wants to jump on. As long as you're not playing Mew, we're fine. I have ended the Mew.
Necro Snecko, his opponent, if you're in chat.
They're in their thing. They said yes, they might be able to.
That'll be interesting, Goldango.
No quick caches.
We don't want to curse cash again.
No, we'll curse cash if he was 4-0. Wish I could stream. He took second last week in the tournament.
He was playing Chien, right?
No, Goldango. I think actually it's the same Goldango list he's playing tonight. Yeah, the Dittos.
Oh, okay.
And then we have people like Astral Pokedad would be another one. Coming in with the Alakazam.
Alakazam.
All right, Necros is there. Okay, let's jump in. We're sorry if it's disorienting if I keep just dragging you places, but it's just quick.
Of course it is, yeah.
I was like, I know you are.
And we get the spicy Espathra and Mewtwo EX in here? Okay.
Is that what they're playing?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a spicy.
It's very spicy.
We had the
Team's Yell Cheer. Oof.
We had the Espathra that takes second 2 weeks ago.
That was actually fun to watch.
That was a really good tournament set. All right, so they're just waiting to set up, and then we'll switch over. And also, with having next week off, I can finally update the graphics set for the Challenge of Doom, because I am literally running this like I'm on fire the whole time. Like, I was like, it started off as community casting, and then it's like, then Z-Man Cuddles was also Z-Man. If you're in chat, congratulations on the baby.
Congrats, Z-Man. Congrats.
I have a little story about that in here in a second. It was like, why don't you have a tournament and call it Tickle Tuesday? I'm like, I like half that idea. And it's been a lot more fun because now I've got Mike on. I can get anyone on. It's a lot quicker. It's like the Tournament of Doom can be a slog. I'm not going to lie. It takes
when you hit that wall at cut, it seems like
you're already going like 3 hours, and then you hit cut, and then you have like another 2.5 sometimes.
Emmy usually taps out, I see, at some point. So it's like
she's been great.
I totally understand.
She's been great. This week she fell asleep at her desk. And Emmy, if you're in chat, it was kind of funny. I heard some snoring, and I muted her on the thing, and I kept acting like she might come back. I didn't know, so I didn't like kick her off or anything. And I was like messaging her. I'm like, Emmy, are you okay? Nothing happened, right?
We've all done it.
Yeah. I'm like sitting there like my senses going off, like something's going on. And this actually roundabouts the Z-Man Cuddles because his wife went into labor later.
Oh man.
And so that's what I am like, oh, my senses went off of that. Whatever. It was like, oh, cool. But then I saw the tweet in the morning, and he had said in chat that night that she was due in 2 weeks. And I went, oh no, did I sleep for 2 weeks? Knowing that babies can come at any time, considering
How many do you have?
I have 2, 13
Okay.
and 10. So, and I turned 38 on Friday.
I turned 36 in April. We're getting old.
We're old man club here. I remember playing Pokemon Red very vividly when I was about 12.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can still remember like, oh, I heard about this missing number Pokemon. Oh my god, I gotta get this, and then the cheat codes of getting rare candies.
I remember when Gold and Silver came out, we tried trading the missing no, and it like turns into a Stantler that doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite gen is Gold and Silver. I think that really like continued the hype for me, especially into like the card game. And then Crystal on top of that, when they introduced like the third game to like each series, each block. I love Gen 2. I mean, the Pokemon were really well done. You had like the double legendary with like Ho-Oh and Lugia, kind of the model where they introduced that for the first time.
Yeah, the dueling legendaries is almost a way to put it.
Yeah. And especially that first episode of Pokemon where you see Ho-Oh flying through the sky and it gets introduced in that game, the hype. It was so good back then.
I know. I remember the first time I saw a Pokemon episode, the first one I saw was the Sandshrew episode.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, you're so tough on your Sandshrew. Which this Roaring Moon right now, though, is not looking like they're going to get their turn 1 attack. Gonna kind of need to get that.
Unless you can get a Morpeko attack in here. Oh, they're not playing Morpeko.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They need to watch out for the possibility of a Greninja play. Even though it doesn't do too much, it still can hurt.
Yeah, you might just pop the Absol into the active.
Well, we'll see how well this judge does. The Spirit Tomb seems a little unnecessary. Oh, no. But they were done. Ultra Ball are still there. So. The Exploding Unicorn nose is legit. I remember, okay, this will sound a little mean, but when he let Butterfree go, I went, yeah, get rid of that fucking Pokemon. It's weak as hell. It's weak as hell. Because at the time I hated Butterfree. Like now older and like realizing emotional cues and everything else. I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad. But back then, as like a teenager, I was like, yeah, get out of here, Butterfree. Nobody wants you.
Ash had a very weird journey, getting rid of and like letting Pokemon go, and then you never see them again for like, I don't know, years, and then they come back into the story. Especially when you let Charizard go, I was like, why are you doing this?
I thought Charizard was going to take like the Agumon path, where he'd be like kind of uncontrollable power for a while. Then he'll find a way to control it, and then no, that never happened.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Do you remember the song "I'm a Boss" by Lonely Island?
I'm not sure.
It's just literally Andy Samberg like rapping about all these ridiculous.
Oh yeah, kind of like when he did like the on a boat thing.
Yeah, that was like Charizard in that. He's just like, I'm gonna go do all these random weird things, and I'm just gonna be awesome.
And then Charizard came back for his championship battle before they ended the series, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Charizard, and then Pikachu finished it off.
Ooh, crossword. Oh, does a cross switch for KO with the Palkia?
220.
220 short. But it does remove the ability for it to just frenzy gouging.
Oh no! What am I doing? 260.
260. I thought the math was much higher.
I was thinking Entei for some reason, but yeah.
But yeah, Unknown Forces. The Doom Challenge is a Tuesday night challenge where we just run 5 to 6 rounds, no top cut. Pricing, I think I do pricing for top 4. I got to double check my pricing. I bring on someone who who hasn't casted as much. Mike, you've streamed before, but you never casted on here before, so we bring people on and we kind of just talk and watch, right?
Yeah, and then we go a little off topic here and there, especially when people throw in a little bit of fun facts. But I mean, fun facts are some of the best little segments through like all of your streams. I mean, they get some weird stuff.
Yeah.
And really off topic, and it just kind of spirals from there, and it goes right back into the games after.
Like, I believe everyone we have on can cast a game well, but what everyone slash for 30. Oof. But what brings people in and that people love like is when we go off topic and we just talk and we have fun and banter.
I think that's probably the best parts, best parts of the stream, especially during some really awkward dead game hands that sadly do occur.
Yeah. Well, there's 4 Mew EX in this deck, Ryan. That's why we have it on. We're trying to...
all different versions. That's the best part.
This person, Redwater, is a firm believer in my philosophy of playing a different art card as much as you can. When did you I don't know if you were around at the time, Mike, when I was playing Victini VMAX, and I had like 8 unique lines in PTCGO because I used every single possible art card for every single card. And there were some cards.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't around back then. No.
So like it had 4 crushing hammers. There's 7 crushing hammer arts or something like that. So there's enough to for that. Ultra Ball. 4 of those. It was just like everything that had it. Or if they had 3 arts, then I throw in a 4th as a reverse holo. It was years ago. I can almost find it on Twitter. It's years ago because it was on PTCGO.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I don't know what it is with PTCGO versus live. Maybe the aesthetic to it, like not even thinking about bugs or anything like that. It just felt better to play on. I don't know why. I mean, just the setup on the board, it just felt better.
Yeah.
I don't really see a route here that they can even take unless they bench.
Nope. Put a concession there. Sadly, not able to do as much as they wanted. I'm actually trying to look up. I don't think I played any tournaments with it.
Yeah, I came in when you were playing. I started in 2022. You were playing the single prize like dark deck with the Wheezing and the Intellion line. Oh,
when I was trying to actually do deck profiles, and I wasn't really. And honestly, I wasn't really good at that. I'm way better at, as I put it, I'm way better at organizing and running tournaments than I am trying to play on stream.
And I do miss that format. I mean, that was probably my best format. I got my top 16 at Jersey, and then I should have been, top 8, but things happen with time. But I quit after that. Came back after like a year. I skipped the Lugia craze.
I was stuck in the Lugia craze. Sucked. I was at the point with the Lugia craze where I was playing random Lugia decks, hoping for the best.
And how janky decks that could actually win and did win regionals just because they could beat Lugia.
Okay, I'm looking at some of the old tweets from there. I'm trying to find it because I remember I was working at a job. Only worked for like 3 months at that time. So many.
Yeah, I think that's when you're doing like full-time streaming for a little while, right?
Yeah, because I didn't have a job. I'm seeing all the old Digimon playmats I had. I can't believe the Ouija board's been 2 years.
It's already been 2 years since you made that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody, that was so popular.
So popular.
It probably still is. Yeah.
I sold 2 of them just today. I am like, oh no, all my backup prints are already selling. I'm gonna have to do another run.
Hey, that's not a bad thing. I mean, honestly, your merch. I got your hat. I mean, it was really good quality. We've been wanting like hats for a while, like a few of us in chat. So I was happy to get that.
Yeah, like I mocked it up. I found so many different producers, and finally, like this one's just like, hey, you can do it on demand. I'm like, I like that. I like on demand. And so I moved it to that, and like, essentially, you were the test case, and it came out great, and I'm happy about that. Which I also will have merch to give away at we need to get Astral Pokedad on. I don't care what his record is. We have to end this format with Alakazam. Hopefully they drop.
They had taken the loss earlier to that Roaring Moon with the Muse, which, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you get Boss or put down too many Alakazams, you're going to lose that.
Your Mimikyus aren't immune to being Frenzy Gouging.
Yeah.
So, but man's still trying to win with the Entei Roaring Moon. Let's just update the standings. We're actually on 3 matches, so we're moving. We are moving still pretty well. Antimon dropped to 2. So Wesker versus Necro would be our 4-0 championship match, it looks like. Wesker is streaming, so we'll default to that since it will technically be a championship match. But
and from the opposite side view.
Yeah. But if Astral Pokedad is able to stream, maybe we'll throw him in the same table and we can jump in the games because that's what's fun.
Yeah.
Or Astral Pokedad's opponent. So I'm going to move us to Wesker now. So we will be set up on that. We are essentially in the championship. The closest you get to a championship game in a challenge setup.
Yeah, Cash, that Wheezing deck. Oh man, that was so annoying back then.
Yeah, I can't find the because I had Victory Scorch, which was something I did. It was when I was playing Senna Scorch VMAX with Victini VMAX, which I still need to get the Senna Scorch.
I did see you play that.
Yeah, that's old. I still need to get what was it? The trainer art for that, which I'll load it up on stream here. Look at it, because I have all the other arts. I have them all there. Senna Scorch was so much fun. Senna Scorch was one of my favorite decks to play. I have the original. I have the rainbow.
It had its time in competitive play, right?
Yeah.
I think it was a little before my time, but
me and Cash were like the torchbearers for Senna Scorch. Like I saw Cash talking about it once. I think that's the reason I gave him a follow on Twitter. I was like, I like this guy. I'm going to follow him. But this is the one I'm missing, which I don't think it's that expensive anyways. Yeah, it's like $1.50. We go to player real quick.
The character art for the VMAXs, those were great.
Oh yeah, $3. I might be able to find it this weekend in Vancouver. I'll just buy it there. So at some point, I'll just buy it or see if Tabletop Village has it. Did you know that you can save 5%? I can never do it with a straight face. Doom 5 saves you 5%. TabletopVillage.com. So yeah, I got the shiny for free, and that's one of the ones I try to get decks that mean something to me. So like I have ADPZ, and the reason why I have ADPZ is because that's the deck that got me my Limitless page. Albeit it was an online tournament, but whatever. It was one we thought online tournaments were, well, they were big, doing the thing. There you go. And now I want to add to my Limitless page this weekend. There you go. First time. 14th out of, it was like 1,000 players.
Yeah, I got my Limitless page from Arceus.
So I have the Zacian. I have the Jirachi Sage. I have the ADP. I have the Dedenne, the Orangaroos. I don't think I have the Absol Soul. Can't get rid of that. The frying pans, the shrine. I have like the gold shrine for it. I have a gold skateboard, which I traded my original gold skateboard for a Mewtwo GX alt art from Hidden Fates. And at the time, it was like $3. Now it's like 90. I'm like, yeah, won that trade.
Yeah, there were 4 of us that played kind of like the precursor to like the final build of Arcantel on the same day. Kind of we all had like slightly different builds, but I could say that I was one of the first Arc Intel players.
And that was a good deck. I liked that. I also like
when I saw Arceus, I'm like, man, this card is so busted. Especially if you can prize denial even once in a game with Sharon's, it was just too appealing.
Oh yeah, I went out and bought all the Arceus V stars I could, and then I sold a bunch of them. I still have a 3-2 line right now, but it shouldn't be too hard to re-up that. And the last match is done, so let's go ahead and just keep moving. Let's get this tournament done. Not everyone is up until the middle of the night, like unlike Thursday night where we will be. All right.
One thing I do miss from that era is when we had the team challenges.
I do too. Astral Pokédad is there. I will ask. I think the team challenges, I don't know if it would fully work now. We do have regionals year round, but we do have like a point where everything, we just don't have any cups or anything else. And like, maybe it would be good for people who aren't going to worlds.
Very true. And they're giving us that 2-month block in July, end of June and July, where there's no cups. So, I mean, that would be a great time going into Worlds to kind of do that. I mean,
and
you can...
Even if it's not Team Challenge, Players' Cup would be a nice...
Yeah, that'd be really fun, especially if you hold it maybe 4 weekends of qualifiers, and then you kind of like let Worlds do its thing. And then right at the beginning of the season, you kind of just stream and do the finals and playoffs pretty much.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I wish they bring that back. Especially I liked that swag and that little deck box and sleeves that we would get. So
I regret not playing Team Challenge 4, but at the time I was without a job. I didn't even know if I would continue to have internet or anything for a while. So I didn't participate in Team Challenge 4, and I should have.
I came back in, I think, for Team Challenge 3. Those are the worst deck box and sleeves, though. Like, I hate the color scheme that they have on them compared to 2. And I think 2 is the best one for the little deck box and sleeves that we did get.
I do have 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3.
I don't like 3.
I qualified for Players Cup 1. I took 9th in North America on that one. I miscut like barely. I got stream sniped really bad, and I shouldn't have streamed myself on that. And then the other ones, I missed the qualifiers by like 2 points every time. I was so mad. I was like, ah. We do have a game going. I have not seen Astral Pokédad even check in, so we might not even have that, but we do have a game. And this is the game for the Challenge of Doom champion. Final game we will see in this format is Goldango versus Tina.
And the Tina's a little bit interesting. We have 2 escape rope when we've seen Tina's being cutting escape ropes, more so for switches and heavier switch cards.
I expect to see probably about 14 to 15% Tina this weekend in Vancouver, easily. Tina.
Oh, he's got a Roaring Moon in here.
Yes, I think that's been interesting. You know, it's not something you see a lot of.
Okay,
all.
yeah, no water energy's got the darkness energy in there.
Which having open list makes it so that um you can see it coming. So you're like, okay, now I don't have to bench the mana fee.
Yeah, and sadly, the other week I ended up having to call you in. I ended up having my opponent play a card that was not on his list, sadly, but it happens. You picked the wrong deck.
Which, like, at least for me, the first round, if it's the first round of the tournament, I'll forgive it. So you just restart, you lost the coin flip now. And then the person who didn't bring the deck list, you get a free mulligan. Like, hey, I hate this hand. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. Throw it out. Let's restart, right? You do that round 4. Let's say round 4.
It was round 4. We were undefeated, so I was like, it's a little questionable.
Or alternatively, it's like the second time you've been called. Again, it's like, I don't like this. Okay, tossing a Colress. I mean, you already had one in hand, but I'm not a big fan of tossing Colresses.
No, and you're losing the Roxanne for the late game too. That's
I don't disagree about though here trying to attack with Cramorant unless you had a rope. It doesn't make sense.
no.
Oh, Master Pokédad never showed up, so we won't get to see that match. That happens. I figured at 2-2, it might have been done. I would not be surprised if we had a whole bunch of people that didn't show up. Oh wow, we had someone that actually not show up for 2, 3, or 5, and I didn't even know that.
If they pull those Greninja playoff, though, I mean, you're on the back 2 prize. That's not going to be good.
One guy didn't even show up for the whole tournament. He checked in, did a deck list and everything. I didn't even realize he didn't show up for the whole tournament, and he got the final buy. Oops. Well, I don't think about dropping players right on this one because
there's so few players, yeah.
So few players. I figure if you're in it, you're in it.
Let's hope this path sticks.
Yeah, oh, it's gone. Hope this path and it's gone.
Does he have the third?
Oh god, I follow the Seattle-based Onion thing called the Needling, and they posted one today. It said, "Baby poked an eye by faulty spoon airplane manufactured by Boeing." I know. Boeing. I know so many people who work at Boeing too. I'm like, they're like, "Hey, do you ever want to come join them?" I'm like, "No."
After the mysterious death of the whistleblower, I mean, that's just insanity to me. Like, it just looks so bad.
Companies I'm never joining in Seattle. Amazon, because I can never go back to them legally. I signed a thing saying I will never apply to them again or work for them again. So that's never work for Amazon, never work for Boeing, and depending on the team, Microsoft. The various Microsoft teams are good, and you can actually get like rich and some money. But then you have teams that are not that, and you don't want.
They just use you and spit you out.
Yeah, which Amazon does that 100%. Boeing's just become all about money. I love to work for Nintendo. I love to work for Pokemon. I'd love to work for Valve. I've actually enjoyed working for T-Mobile. Yeah, I think why everyone's up here. Oh, hey, look, Path of the Peak again.
With that large of a hand, I don't think it's staying around.
No. You're kind of hoping to get, like, you played like catcher. You're kind of hoping for catcher here this turn.
Well, I think the only kind of comeback here is the second Roxanne path to throw off the 2/2/2 prize mapping.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens here. Well, I wish it was my bench. It's who's the player? We are in the Challenge of Doom, so I've literally more from like playing games on here myself into like I'm just going to commentate over everyone else's and do what I'm good at, which is talk.
And there's no reason not to evolve both Giratina here.
You do it anyways because then it forces them to use more resources to take a KO.
Yeah. I don't know why. Don't know why they would hold them.
Pain. That is pain. That's why I'm not playing a Lost Zone. I bought the Lost Zone cards. I have all of them, and I have never played the Lost Zone deck IRL. And it's not like it's like, oh yeah, you can't do it. It's just hurts. Oh, they're gonna go for the KO here.
That does not make any sense to me.
No, like if you're gonna take a KO this turn, you're counter catching KOing one of the Goldingers.
I would have just left the Comfy in the active. At least you're still on a possible route.
There it is again. Now you have to find the Roxanne. You have to help you find the Roxanne now.
I think Roxanne is too important in this matchup that they threw it away off that first Colress. Let's see, are they playing how many? No Poke Gear. Yeah, I think it's going to be rough to find this Roxanne.
Oh, they didn't get it? Oh, they did. Oh, they did. Oh, no, they never evolved. We're going to have a Dango champion, final one in this format. I say this is the Vancouver winner, but I'm not calling that because I don't. Well, actually, you know what? I play has a decent chance against it. Need that Roxanne.
I think that's it.
Gets it here. Rory Moon ain't gonna get you there.
Pokestop's not going to get you there either.
You can keep drawing if you super rod here. The Greninja back.
The Greninja back, yeah. That's one route.
See if it sees it. Because if you could get the Roxanne path this turn, it would just be the best thing you could have. I mean, you could take a KO here. Not the issue is trying to find that Roxanne and path.
And then you're going to burn your V-Star this turn. So you've got to bench another Giratina with another Nest Ball.
Oh, you can't even use the switch there.
Why are they not Mirage gating before that draw to begin with?
Right? That was my thought is Mirage Gate first.
I mean, thin out. I'm just like thin out the deck, draw with Greninja, take the 2 prize KO. Hopefully, you had gotten that Roxanne, but no.
No, they're down to 3. I would say this feels maybe like they played a little panic.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, sometimes you do, and it's not the worst thing in the world because they're going to have it right here. Irida, they get everything they need. Like we had Lustina won the last tournament of Doom, and we had a lot of people critiquing the player as he was playing it about his sequencing, and we even had we had all arguing between the between the casters and the team and everything, the chat and everything, like what was the proper sequencing or what he did. He still got out of it, like he stumbled through it and was like, ding ding, I win, but the it's like, what do you do here? Like, does he keep that Roxanne earlier? Considering that Goldingo usually doesn't play at disruption.
And we have a Goldango champion.
There we go. Goldingo wins. And look, Cash went 4-1. What did we say, Cash?
Yeah, Cash.
Lay it
Pull
out.
It back.
That's to, man. You got to. But with that, we know who our champion is. Like this is the nice thing about challenges. There's not much you can do. Just sit here and be like, yeah. Updated here, a bunch of 4-1s. We're still waiting on Redwater with 3-1s. See if anyone who's streaming. No, not everyone who's streamed has finished their games. We're actually just waiting on 2 games to finish up, anyways. So, but yeah, let's look at this Goldingo. Give it a nice look. So, no Moon did not.
The inclusion of the Acerolas, okay.
Acerola is broken. Didn't use the whole tournament. So I think they're, at least for the Goldingo, they're trying to hit on like our decks that are going to have large hands. So you don't disrupt as it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that gives you a little favor into not having to burn any resources to draw cards. I like, I forget the newer supporter card where you draw 2, and if there's a stadium in play, you draw 2 more. I think that, was it Faulkner?
Yeah, I think it was Faulkner.
Yeah, I think Faulkner would be a good play going into the next era of Goldango after post-rotation. There's not a lot of people playing a lot of stadiums to bump, so if you are playing 4, you should probably have a stadium out most of the game.
Yeah, was listening to Azul earlier today, and he was talking about like just after Path loses, like stadiums just don't have that big of an effect. It's like we always, right before rotation, we have a lot of great stadiums that just disappear. If you remember the ADP format, they had Chaotic Swell, which is like just absolutely just devastated everyone. You had to find a way to get rid of it. And then after Swell left, it was like, oh, cool. We don't really have stadiums to play.
Like, yeah, I think the decks that benefit most that use stadiums to their advantage, like Pokestop or Magma Basin, your stadiums are going to stick around. You're not going to have to worry as much about them getting bumped.
Like if you're Pokestopping in a deck that doesn't have a lot of items, what are you doing? You don't have anything. It feels like you're being desperate.
Yeah, it's like in Charizard when you're like, should I do it? I need like a discard fodder so that I can keep this card in my hand. Like even if I get a VIP or something like that, and it never turns out right. You're discarding Charizard's pieces that you need, and it's like, all right, I just got rid of 2 Ionos, and then you're like, I'm never doing this again. Then you go a couple tournaments before you do it again, and it just backfires in your face over and over.
Yeah. So even if it glows, sometimes don't press it. Even if it's not glowing at IRL. So we did have a Gardevoir bounce back the 0-1 start to a 4-1. And he did beat probably the worst matchup for Gardevoir, Entei Iron Valiant.
Wow.
Let's look at the Gardevoir list real quick. This again, these lists are just not going to be around again. Like, this is it. Like, this weekend, like, we lose Thursday at 10. This format dies online.
The Entei deck had to have bricked.
Had to, or they got like they had a 4 Ralt start, and then they got the turn 2 attack.
Yeah.
There's so many ways for Gardevoir. I'm assuming the Gardevoir ended up going first, and the Avery actually hurts Entei Iron Valiant because they have to get rid of stuff they don't want to get rid of usually. Is
it the single or the single? Okay. Yeah.
This is why I'm now trying to figure out if I want to put in my deck if I'm playing Gardevoir.
Well, are you going to play the Turos? Are you worried about Snorlax? Are you worried about the Pidgeot? Does the Turos even really help a lot in that matchup? I think you'll see more of the Pidgeot this weekend.
Oh, easily. The Turo, I have not used as much. What I'm more worried about using it for is this card here, the Boss's Orders. And possibly another Iono. Like, you got Iono sometimes 5 times a game.
I think the second boss is a better inclusion against regular Snorlax, for sure.
Right. Well, I'm not even worried that much. Like, they should tell me. I think altogether, the control deck should make up less than 2 to 3% of the meta. And so, like, I'm not going to tech out for it. I'm going to make sure my deck's consistent and powerful. And so it's like, what does Palpad give me over everything else? Which the last match is finished, so I'm going to actually.
Turos is good into the mirror to get your Guardy off the field.
100%. Or even against.
I mean, even a second collapse stadium.
Or against Rory Moon, like if they're out, is to KO your Gardevoir. Eat it, and then they're like, okay, I can't win this turn. And you're like, yeah, and I can.
Definitely post rotation. I've been including 2 collapse in my Charizard list.
I think collapse will see.
It felt really good. It just felt really good.
Yeah, I think collapse will definitely see play this rotation. It is probably one of the better decks to have. All right. And Turo's Guardy. Turo, there was a version out there that has replaced Turo with just research and 2 Averys. So I'm like I don't use Turo every game, but it's the late game. It's a late game card. It's not meant to be used early. Like, I like using it against control. My favorite control setup is I get 4 of the teleportation burst setup, right? Come in, Mirage set for 2 Kirlias. Pick up this Kirlia and put back down the teleportation burst. So I have 2 attackers and 4 Ralts. And with that, as long as I didn't prize too much energy, I never have to worry about an attacker. I'm always attacking. And if they just bring something up, teleportation burst, here comes Shiny Arcana, or here comes Psychic Embrace Gardevoir. 150 or 190. What's your poison? That's like my favorite one.
Before the inclusion of Turos, I mean, control players were playing like Collapse, Lost Vacuum just to clear a spot so that they could either Erica's or use Horn. But with Turos, I mean, you're pretty much locking them out of the game, especially if you have Turo Palpad. And
then they'll try like Avery, which if they do that to me, and then I just go, okay, double Ralts into it, hopefully Super Rod, bring them back out, and just be reset.
Yep.
But that's just different things. It's all theoreticals. It's all stuff I'm talking about anyways out loud and talking about because I'm trying to think of it. I know my matchups more with Charizard. Like if I do run Charizard, I'll probably be the Bidoof version. If I see control, I'm just probably going to scoop. Okay, I'll take the L on that.
I was on Bidoof Barrel, but with double collapsed and Turo in my deck in Charizard, Pidgeot feels way better.
Yeah.
And it feels more consistent. So, like, I'm playing the 3 Buddy Poffin, 3 Nest Ball, 1 heavy, 1 what the heck is the one that gets 1 out of the prize cards? Hisuian Heavy Ball. Yeah. So, I mean, it's feeling really, really good and a lot more consistent than Charizard now because you have all these extra slots that you were able to add to consistency cards instead of like playing stadium bumps. And even Radzard has not been feeling necessary when you play Maximum Belt because you're able to take those first 2 initial prizes now, which is pretty crazy.
At least for like the post rotation, even I believe Entei still, yeah. Entei's actually it was kind of underrated in this. It has a high retreat cost, yes, but you can Burning Rondo attack turn 2 if you're going first. And I don't think a lot of people. And yeah, you can do it with Charizard, but you need less cards to do it with Entei than you do with Charizard. It can happen. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, you can never attack turn 2 with Charizard. Done it plenty of time. But the Entei hits harder and you can knock out like Giratina. So that's why I feel like the Bidoof Bibarel version is better for Vancouver because it deals better with loss, deck. It shifts the favor of Tina more towards the Charizard.
Yeah, and the whole thing is with Entei, if you can take the first 2 prizes with Entei, that Entei it could have been a Charizard, it doesn't matter. If you give them 2 prizes after you've taken 2, Charizard's already going to just then go through and sweep. I mean,
which is hella interesting. This thing only has 1 stadium. Oh no, 3. Never mind, I forgot the Lost Vacuum. But
yeah.
Still, low and a stadium. So with that, we are going to get ready to call it, which I just used my catchphrase as I've been giving Abby. I've been giving Abby like, hey, you say just a little guy all the time. And I'm sitting here like, oh, with that, we will call it. Oh, and anyone you see on who we should raid?
Let's see.
Usually I go to the otters, but that's usually super late at night. This isn't that late at night. At least for me.
Just Jay Seto is on. He's got a pretty fun channel.
Is he still going with his uncapped? I thought oh, he is. Oh, he's sleeping right now though.
Oh, yeah.
Hikerant actually someone so we'll ride Hikerant. So we will do that. Let me set that up. There we go. So we will be back Thursday with the next Tournament of Doom. It will be post rotation, so we'll have fun with that. Again, Mike, thank you for coming out. Any last second promotion you want?
No promotion, but thank you for having me, and I hope maybe I can do some more streams casting with you in the future.
You'll be able to. And with that, thank you all.
Good night.